Good morning. Welcome to Charlie's Corner. You know, I am mildly amused at the way science and religion go at each other. You know, when they're basically saying the same thing. I know a lot of you are going, oh, no. Yeah. Basically, science just backs what religion is saying, in particular the Bible, okay? And, you know, I don't know what the big deal is. The existence of God, that's a big question. I mean, what are the odds of life spontaneously coming about? The odds, someone's calculated this. The odds of spontaneous life in the universe is 1 in 10 to the 2,685,000 power. Okay, that means 1 in 10 and then 2.7 million zeros. That's the chances of life coming spontaneously. Now, what about God? What are the chances that God exists? A scientist has done that also, that equation. And his name is Dr. Stephen Unwin from Manchester University. And he calculated, based on a 200-year-old equation, taking lots of things into factor, and came up with the probability that an omnipotent being exists is 67%, that one exists. 67%. Okay? So what are the chances of no God existing versus God exists? All right, which one are you going to do? Math doesn't lie. I mean, I have a better chance of being killed by this, all right, than there not being a God. I got a better way of explaining it. You know, I do talk to people about God. You know, it says in the Bible we're supposed to spread the word and, you know, do the Christian thing and bring people to Christ. And so I do talk to people about God, but I'm a little unconventional, okay? I don't think people quite use this approach people who don't believe in God, all right? Now, we've got two ideas here. Your idea, there is no God, we live our life, we die, and then there's nothing, all right? And then I've got my view. That's your view. Now, my view is we live our lives, our body dies, but we go on forever, and there is a God. All right? Now, I say that the difference is a matter of perspective, right? Now, if you're looking at this, just like that, from your perspective, that's a trapezoid. See? That's a trapezoid. All right? But I look at things differently. I'm looking at it like that. And what shape is that? That's a circle. So we're seeing the same thing from completely different views. All right? But here's the important thing. All right? Let's just assume, let's assume, you know, that I'm the idiot. Okay? And we live our short lives, we die, and then there's nothing, and there's no God. And I'm an idiot for believing that there is a God and that we do live forever. All right? So the two of us, we live our lives, both of us die, right? All this short time, you're thinking, yeah, he's a fucking idiot. He believes in fairy tales. He's an idiot. We die, then there's nothing. Then it don't matter, does it? We're both dead, and there's nothing after that. Your opinion does not matter. All right? Now, what if I'm right? And we live our lives and then we die, but we go on and there is a God. And you're standing there before a God that you didn't believe in, right? And you're being held accountable now for this for forever. Okay? Now who's the idiot? See, it freaking matters, doesn't it? All right. I mean, let's that's basically how I would approach that question to someone who doesn't believe in God. Anyways, let's start with what the Bible says about, the origin of man and then the distribution of man, and then we'll move on to what science says about that. Okay, now Genesis has the complete story. According to Genesis, early man was right in here. The Euphrates and the Tigris rivers are right in here. But let's have a closer look here at what the Bible says, all right? If you read the Bible, they were farming in here. But before that, they didn't farm. They just walked around and picked up fruit off of trees and gathered berries, and they were naked, all right? So where did they come from before they were farming? Well, according to the Bible, when God threw Adam and Eve out of the garden, he set up cherubim with flaming swords on the east side of Eden to guard against any people coming back in. So they had to come from somewhere west of where they are now. All right? So it would have had to come from somewhere over here. Because the cherubim with the flaming swords were set up to guard against them coming back. All right, so here's a man, and now they have to till the earth. Now they're farming, they're working hard, and they're farming and everything. The flood comes and floods the whole earth. And then when the waters recede, eventually what happens is this guy, Nimrod, he built the Tower of Babel. And God confuses the languages, and everybody spreads out. Now, I think it was Ham went down this way. All right. Shem went to the east. And Japheth went up here to European countries. All right. According to the Bible, and early Irish texts as well. Okay, so now let's have a little look. Remember, the chain of events. Man was running around in the Garden of Eden. He's totally naked. He doesn't know good from bad, good from evil. All right. He ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He became aware of good and evil, which made him aware that he was naked. And so he put fig leaves on, but then God gave him the skins of animals, and he's wearing skins. Now, after that event, then he was banished from the Garden of Eden. Okay? And I know he had to go east because God said he set up cherubim to guard on the east side of Eden so that they couldn't get back in. All right, so they had to come from somewhere this way. All right, but now God also said he has to till the earth and he has to work for his food. Well, that's he was right here. This is the seat of civilization, and so he's tilling food. Flood comes. Noah survives with his sons. Each of his sons go off in each direction. All right? Now, let's have a look at the science. So, DNA studies have been done, And so they've traced back the mitochondrial DNA of human beings to find where we originated. And then it also is used to trace the path in which human beings migrated and distributed throughout the earth. All right. So according to the science, we all started somewhere right in here. All right. Then we came out, migrated up into this area right here. And you see this box right here? These are all these different types of mitochondrial DNA originate here. All right. And then from this point, these different types of DNA go out this way, up this way, and back down this way. All right. So let's take a look at a regular map, and I'll show you the two. I'll compare the two. All right. So according to science, mankind originated down in this area right here. All right. And then they migrated up across through here and across to this area right here. And then in this area, a lot of different mitochondrial DNA types developed. And then from here, the people migrated out in different directions. All right. Now, if you read Genesis, man originated somewhere west of where Adam and Eve were after they were banished. So before they were banished, they would have been somewhere over in here, right? They would have been running around naked. They would have been just gathering fruits and nuts and stuff, not farming yet. All right, and then after that, after they realized, became conscious of the knowledge of good and evil, well, then God first clothed them with animal skins, right? Which goes right along with the science. And they started migrating out, right? God evicted them from Eden. Then he put cherubim between Adam and Eve and Eden to keep them from coming back. All right. Have you ever been here? There's it's like sand, like hundreds of miles of just sand, no vegetation, just freaking sand. And it's hot. That might be the swords that radiate flame in all directions. And yeah, it sounds like that area right there. But see, he puts that between the fertile valley and Eden. All right. Now, God floods the earth. Noah has 3 sons that ride on the ark. The waters recede, and then the 3 sons distribute in 3 different directions. One son goes this way to populate the Asians. One son goes up here for the Europeans, and one son goes back down into Africa. All right? That just goes along with science and what they say about the migration of mitochondrial DNA. It happened the same. So, yeah. I'm trying to figure out where the big, huge difference is in both of these theories. All right, what the Bible and other ancient texts, the pattern that they lay down, and then what science is actually theorizing happened. All right, and the only difference that I can see in the two is the existence of God. And like I said at the beginning, there's a much greater chance that God exists than he doesn't exist. Much, 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 much greater chance. I am more likely to believe in the existence of God because there's a 67% chance that he does, as opposed to that he doesn't exist, because it's like 1 in 10 to the 2.7 million zeros after that he doesn't exist. You see where I'm going with this? So I think we should probably stop fighting about it and like actually take a look at what each other's saying here and say, well, if being a Christian, I can look at what science is saying. I love science too. I love science. It's my favorite. That's why I got into archaeology, by the way, was because, archaeology, I get to work with geology, biology, physiology, chemistry, all the strees and all the ologies archaeologists get to work with. That's why they got to spend so many years in school. And so you get to do a lot of different things and you delve into all the sciences. And that's really great about archaeology. But that being said, I'm still at a loss here because I can't find any major conflict between the two, science and what the Bible's saying. Why don't you give it some thought? Look it up. Verify what I'm saying. I mean, you can Google it. All right? Google Genesis and read what it has to say. And then Google the different theories on what science is saying about the same thing. And you're going to see that they're not really saying that different of a thing. You let me know what you think. Like and comment below. Share this if you like, and we can get a discussion going about this. But just like creation, earlier I talked about creation versus the Big Bang, and I just showed there that basically it was in the same order and it's doing the same thing. Both versions of what happened is basically the same, and this, it goes on and on and on and on. Every time I read something in the Bible and then I read something, learn about science, and science is just telling me basically the same thing. So you have a good day. Join me next time on Charlie's Corner, and we'll get on with the next subject.